Hey Kim, this is Frank from Max Digital, and I wanted to shoot you over this quick video with some specific things that you guys can do to help bring in more business just by better utilizing your website. So you guys are plumbers in Winchester, I see, and you guys have a pretty good handle our lead on the online market there in Winchester. But I did notice that you also service Front Royal in Martinsburg, West Virginia. So I had done a quick Google search on Plumber Front Royal VA, and here's the search results page that comes up. And so I see you guys are advertising to get into this Google Map pack down here, which is great. Wanted to show you some things you can do to rank on the first page in the organic listings down below that. Because you're still going to get 30% or so of traffic coming down to this bottom part of the page below the map pack. And so I wanted to show you like that on as far as the organic listings go, the rankings are based on the strength of your content and your backlinks profile. So I just wanted to compare your content and backlinks to this Winn Plumbing FrontRoyal.com, which is the #1 plumbing site for Front Royal, Virginia. Okay, when I'm looking at your site is significantly better than your competitor's site in Front Royal. Honestly, the thing you have a decent amount of content. You have way more content than they do. Honestly, I think your page is confusing Google a little bit because you don't have Front Royal. You have it might be listed 1 or 2 times on here. You mention it. What a lot of companies with really good websites do is they build a location page out for each area that they service, and the reason they do that is because part of what Google looks for is the amount of content that you have on your site and on your different pages, but also how often the local buyer intent keyword phrases are mentioned in those pages. So the more frequently you're using those local buyer intent keyword phrases, the more relevant Google is going to see your site to the search phrase. So by having a separate location page, that allows you to use the local buyer intent keyword phrases enough so that it's very clear to Google that your page is very relevant to what the user was searching for. And so just to back up, local buyer intent keyword phrases are the phrases that you want your business to be found for, because those are the phrases that are actually being frequently typed into the Google search bar. As a service provider, you want your keyword phrases to reference both the service and the location, because again, that's what people would search for. If they were looking for a plumber in Front Royal, they're going to search for something similar to that phrase, Plumber Front Royal, Virginia, or something like that. So just to show you right now, I use this tool here called Ahrefs to analyze different websites, and so I can see here that you are currently ranking. These are some of the variations for how somebody might search for a plumber in your area or Front Royal. And so here's where you currently rank: 48th, 75th, and 83rd. So it's hard for anybody to find your website when you're back on page 5, 6, and 7, for example. Looking at your competitor, they have barely any content on their site, by the way, very little content, but it's all designed for Front Royal. That's because that's where they are, I guess. And if you look at their analytics here, you can see for basically the same search phrases, they're ranking 2nd and 3rd, and they're able to capture a lot of this volume. This is 150 searches per month on this first one, and an average of about 30 searches per month for these other 2 keyword phrases. So that's I guess the beauty of being on page 1 is that you're going to more easily be able to participate in that volume. And so you already know that because you guys are on page 1 in the map pack already here, and in Winchester obviously you're in all 3 sections. I think I saw you, so you understand the value of being on page 1. And so really it's just a matter of making your content, designing your content so that it doesn't confuse Google. It's very clear to Google that you are a plumber in the Front Royal area. So that's content. Then the last thing I wanted to talk about was backlinks. Backlinks are just links from other websites over to your website. They give legitimacy to your site in Google's eyes because they act as an endorsement of your site. Google sees that if another company is linked over to your site, that must mean that your site is relevant or important, and so Google will reward you if that site that you are linked to is coming from another trusted site or a site that is relevant to your industry or niche. and they'll penalize you if your linking is coming from a kind of a completely unrelated industry or not a very, trustworthy site. And so you can tell that when you're going out and you're trying to add to your backlinks profile, you can tell whether a site is worth linking to based on its DR score. DR score is the trust score with Google. So you want to be linking to sites that have that are considered a trusted site. A strong site has a DR score of 30 or higher. So that's one thing I would recommend, is that you look at who you're linking to, and you can go and look at your best competitors that are ranking highest and look at who they're linked to, and go and grab those sites. Try to get those sites linked back to your site. So that's what you need to know about backlinks. Backlinks are just going to, like I said, provide power to your ranking if you do it right. You want to beat your competitor in both quantity and quality. So that's what I wanted to tell you about both content and backlinks. I hope that information was useful to you. I'd love to be able to see you rank high in the Front Royal area, just like you are in Winchester. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you wouldn't mind, just respond with the email just to let me know that you watched the video and whether you found the information helpful, or if I'm missing anything that I could put into future videos. That would help me a lot so I can continue to add value to small businesses. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I hope to hear from you.